going? Oh, okay. So the cognitive distortions is a part of CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's kind of a way to categorize negative thoughts. So there are about 10 different ways that people normally do that. The first way, like they're all listed in this paper here that I have given you. You don't really have to follow along, I'll explain it to you. So the first one is called all or nothing thinking. It's kind of just seeing stuff in like a black or white, you know, pretty much self-explanatory, like all or nothing, like it's all good or it's all bad. The other next thing is overgeneralization, which means you see like a single thing as being the constant. So like things are always bad. The next one is the mental filter. It's kind of similar to overgeneralization. It's like you pick out one negative thing and dwell on it, even if there's like a million other good things. It's like you're just dwelling on that one bad thing, or that one bad thing that happened, or that one bad thought. The next one is disqualifying the positive. It's when you kind of really like not count anything good that's happened. It's like it's kind of similar to some of the other ones where like you're really just focusing on the bad and you don't even count the positive. Like you could do something right 99 times out of 100, but you're focusing on that one time that you did it wrong. The next one would be jumping to conclusions, and there's two main forms of that. It's like mind reading. It's kind of just like when you project your own thoughts on somebody else and think about what they're thinking, even though it's probably not even true, even like a little bit. And the other form of that would be fortune telling. So that's a way for people to like, it's kind of when people think ahead and think like, oh, they're gonna hate me forever, they're never gonna talk to me again, kind of a deal. The next one is like magnification or minimization. Magnification can also be called catastrophizing. It's kind of just blowing things out of proportion, really just taking one thing and really running with it and just making a mountain out of a molehill. Or the other flip side of that would be something really, really, really bad, really downplaying it, like, you know, maybe like a death in the family happens.
Like you murdered someone and it's like, oh, it was that big of a deal.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. You're just like, yeah, it was only one person.
Yeah,
At least it was just one person.
Yeah, it was a whole church worth of it.
And then the next one is emotional reasoning. So that's kind of a more complicated one. It's kind of like, if I feel it, that means it's true. So like, if I'm depressed, if I'm feeling depressed, that means I am depressed, and that's all I'm ever going to be is depressed.
Diagnosed.
I hope not. And then the next one is should statements. It's just doing a lot of like, I should be perfect, I should be able to do this without help, I should be able to do this on my own, or I should be this, or I should be that, or even the opposite, like I shouldn't be so whatever, like I shouldn't be so outgoing, or I shouldn't be so anxious, things like that. The other one is labeling and mislabeling. This one is pretty common that a lot of people do on themselves, and as far as like other people go too. So it's kind of like a form of overgeneralization where you see one person's behavior is like annoying you, and then you just jump to conclusions that that person is like a bad person, even, or even like a good way. Like you see them do one good thing and you just think that they're just an overall good person, and that kind of even can tie into some of these other ones with like comparing yourself with people. And the last one is personalization. It's when you see yourself as the cause of something negative. So like, let's just say, you know, like again with the death in the family example, like you somehow put yourself at the center of that, whereas like in reality you probably have nothing to do with it, unless you are a murderer.
Yeah.
Then you might have something to do with it. But typically these kind of things aren't really correlated. So those are the 10 cognitive distortions or cognitive errors. They can be referred to as either of those things, and the way to fight them is with positive kind of readaptive thoughts. So you can do like a positive thought, an adaptive thought, or a realistic thought. So like a positive thought would kind of be like taking the situation and thinking about how could that be made positive. An adaptive would be like kind of changing your thought on the situation, and then a realistic thought would be kind of like a realistic explanation for whatever the situation is. So can you give me an example of any one of these 10 things that we totally didn't talk about before we did with this?
Yeah. That thing never happened. I guess we can just say disqualifying the positive number 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the example?
Direct positive experiences by instance. Okay. So so I applied to 10 jobs, and I
Okay.
only got a call back from one of them.
Okay.
And I just latched on the idea I didn't get called back for none of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the negative thought
Yeah.
right there.
That's,
So what's like a positive thought that we could think of about that to challenge that negative thought?
I didn't apply for 20 jobs, so I still get called for one of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it. You know, at least you didn't get rejected from 19.
Yeah.
It's only 9.
Yeah.
What about an adaptive thought?
Adaptive means what again? I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's like kind of just changing your view on it. Like almost like, so like for this example, like I'll give you one and then you can think of your own. Like maybe like an adaptive thought would be maybe it's kind of a good thing I didn't get some of these jobs because they were a far commute.
Oh, okay.
Or like kind of an adaptive way to think about the negative.
So like maybe like one of those jobs that wasn't just wouldn't have liked because it would have been something that wasn't like maybe I had to deal with customer service. I hate customer service.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. And then what about one more? A realistic thought to challenge the negative.
Unqualified?
That you weren't qualified for the other ones?
Yeah.
No, that's a good way to think of that. You know, like maybe I was only qualified for one of these jobs.
Yeah, maybe,
you know.
Yeah, maybe I'm only
maybe they had already filled the position before I applied.
Yeah, maybe I'm just bad at qualifying for jobs. Yeah.
I don't think that's
rather more realistic thought, yeah.
Okay. That was a really good job.
Thank you.
High five.
Cool.